Hey everyone, welcome back to the episode of Friends from Work. I'm Tom, this is Sean, and on today's episode, we are going to be reviewing and breaking down Ant-Man and the Wasp: QUANTUMANIA. But before we do that, do us a favor, leave a like right now, subscribe down below, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Links are on the screen and down below. Did I say that twice?
No.
Oh, okay. But yeah, other than that, we're going to get right into it. So
spoilers.
Yeah, there you go. Spoilers, major
spoilers.
spoilers.
Now? I couldn't get a drink.
Yeah, because he was shaking it like a white girl when they get a little Dunkin'. Jackass. Oh, demonetized. Well, actually, we're not even monetized. So jackass.
Yes.
But yeah, so Sean is going to take off how this is going to go. He's going to take over the pros, kind of start off, and then I'm going to take the cons because he's been curious of what my thoughts were, and I think we're going to have somewhat different opinions just based off of our non-detailed reviews that we talked about it when we saw it.
Yeah.
So you you'll start. I want you to start off.
All right, well, I'll get into it. I would say I liked it. What I did like about it was only 2 hours.
Yeah.
I really like that about it. I think the movie being 2 hours really
benefit it.
Yes, can ben like your movie doesn't seem when your movie's bad and it's 3 hours, it's even worse.
Avatar.
Yeah, we're not getting that. I lost my train of thought, but I thought it was lighthearted. Like I said, we're just talking about pros. I liked that Ant-Man was on display. He did a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that Hank's wife was like, she was in it, but she was kind of out of it. I was really tired of her already. I mean, she was like the plot mover, but like,
yeah.
I thought she was going to take over it the way it started, and they kind of hushed her out of it, which I liked. Cassie kind of got a little bit of a flow.
Yeah.
That was cool. They kind of introduced her. They kind of made it seem like she's going to be one of these, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're establishing Young Avengers.
She's going to be in the Young Avengers, yeah
without a
but
doubt.
She's a little woke, fucking 18 or 19-year-old.
That's not surprising.
No, not surprised. Just like, here we go. I don't know. Like, so, I did, like I said, I like the Ant-Man stuff. He grew big a lot. I like that too. I feel like in the other movies he was always going small. Like he was always being like tiny. And I guess
first one, yeah. But second one,
second one was he big a lot?
Yeah, that was a big part of it because he just
at the
learned
end
that.
though, right?
Yeah, because he just learned it.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't go.
Or no, he tried it. Was Ant-Man and the Wasp? Did it come out before or after Civil War? After, yeah,
Civil War,
yeah, because he was still a fugitive. That
yeah, but he only did it like one time, like a major.
Yeah.
Deal. This time he did like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, he did a couple.
Like when as soon as they came in, he caught her and when he was big. Then he another point in time. Then at the end he got big. Then at the end he was even bigger. So I like that. I liked Hank. He was pretty funny in it. I was glad the ants. I think they stayed true to kind of some of the Ant-Man things where it's like at the end of the day, the ants saved the day. Like the ants came back full circle, kind of like the first one too.
Yeah. Anthony.
Yeah. I was glad that like the ants just didn't all die. That they all showed back up.
That was a good like setup. I will say I agree with that. The good setup what they had the thing, and then you saw it go into the quantum portal. And
and all that, and then like I said, they made it make sense.
They set it
and
up
then like
well,
they landed somewhere else, so they've been
building
and they had their own civilization. Yeah, it was funny, and like I thought that was cool, and it was quirky. There were other times where I feel like they weren't quirky enough for it to be Ant-Man. They were trying to be a little too serious. But like I said, the how long the movie was, I really liked. It was 2 hours. I think they need to get back to that, to the 2 hour the frame. Like I said, some of these movies being 3 hours, just
2 hour frame for majority of the stuff that they're setting up. Because I mean, if we look back, like majority of the stuff when they were setting up,
like Thor don't need to be 3 hours.
I agree. Yeah,
Thor did not need to be 3 hours.
No,
like I think the movie got bad because they're like, all right, we're gonna make this 3 hours, so we got to come up with an hour of filler. It's like we just want to see
initially,
Thor beat people up.
When you're doing the small parts of building the overall thing,
like
obviously when
Civil
you get
War should be 3 hours.
Yes.
Endgame, Infinity War, 3.5 hours.
When you get closer to your
or
end
even,
goal,
or if it's a movie that has something to do with the like I said, my biggest pro was I really liked that it was 2 hours. The end credits scene, the credits were way too long though by comparison to the movie. I felt like the Doctor Strange end credits were like right away.
Yeah.
This one, I was telling Tom like I almost left. It was like I'm gonna fucking
pun not intended. Sorry.
I was gonna like leave and just watch it at home.
Yeah. For me, the pros for me, it was a cool plot twist with Darren as MODOK. That was a cool little thing. It set up well and made sense.
I can't believe we didn't notice that because they showed him a couple times
in the trailer.
Really it was Darren at first.
Yeah,
but when you saw him, it clearly made sense.
Yeah, it was funny too. He's like Darren, like the whole every time.
He's like MODOK.
Yeah, that was funny.
I liked when Scott dropped in a thing and he kept saying Darren. Like But it was like an awkwardly long thing where you thought
he lost
really
connection.
thought he lost connection, and then he goes MODOK, and he's like, yeah.
Yeah. Paul, I put that. Speak about that. Yeah, Paul Rudd shined. I think this is. He just takes the Ant-Man roles. I mean, Paul Rudd's a great actor.
He plays very well. I think him and Hank do. And
the whole that whole little gang there that has some. I had no complaints with everyone's acting and their chemistry on screen. I think was really good. That leads to my next point. Catherine Newton, Cassie. I think she was a great part. They recasted her because you remember in Endgame or Infinity War, it was a different actress. But
they recast her for Endgame, right?
Yeah, from Endgame or whatever.
So it's not the same Cassie from Endgame?
Correct.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they recasted her from before that.
No. I mean, yeah, but
I guess she got
age-wise,
older,
yeah.
I didn't realize that. I have to watch Endgame. I didn't realize. I thought it was the same girl.
But yeah, and it was fortunate news for that was that girl didn't know until this movie came out, until it got announced that she got recasted. So.
Wow, that's shitty.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Because she wasn't even in the movie. She was like in one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It's disappointing, but it's sad how they let her go like
that's
that.
That's kind of shady.
Yeah.
I'm like, why'd they pick her in the first place?
Right.
Because like she didn't do bad in Endgame. She was in one scene,
yeah.
like where he goes home and he's like Cassie, and then like you never see her
again.
He
yeah,
leaves.
Doesn't mention it. But yeah, Catherine Newton though, I don't blame her at all. That's on Marvel's side, but she was great as Cassie. It honestly, truly felt like she was like Scott's daughter.
Yeah.
Like how like the quirkiness sometimes, like when she would like blabber on a little bit, stuttering and shit like that. That was good. And I also liked too her fighting scenes a lot in the sense of like she did not know what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, she was getting beat up. We were talking about that with the lady arcs. It's like it's cool to see them get beat up too.
And
like,
learn.
If you're gonna say they're just the same, we're all the same. It's like then can she like Ant-Man had troubles. It took him a while. That's what we want to see. We didn't want to see her jump in the suit and be
perfect. Like it's supposed
Wasp
to be easy. Yeah,
it's a good example. Like
I will say the Wasp.
But I guess she had a lifetime of training.
Yeah, I
guess that's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she had a lifetime. But what you're saying is like she got in and was just like a badass. Like,
yeah, and I wanted to bring this up too since we're on this subject. Quickly. I sat with it more if you saw our clip on TikTok and our video with DC's new slate. I think Ant-Man actually did it really well overall with all their female characters because the reason Hope was so good was because her whole life she was like, I'm going to become the new Ant-Man. She was trying to impress her dad.
Her dad.
So that made sense. That fit well with her. Because she had a motivation reason.
And she's like also a genius who was like a CEO.
She was still
like,
running
shit. She was like awesome.
She wasn't like out of the blue, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
she was raised.
She was kind of like Tony because Tony Stark doesn't really have in the mud story. He's got more of a like realization that
I want to be like him.
I could be better than what I'm being right now.
Yes.
So I guess that's kind of fair because we did say that like not all the girls so not every hero's got a through the mud arc. But Tony's got a weird one like his parents didn't love him. Then he gets captured.
They have a good motivation.
Yeah, like And I guess you're right. Hope does kind of have that one.
Yeah, I sat back with it.
But we also don't like. We have to like. You have to be a fan of it to know that she's been training for Ant-Man her whole life.
Yeah. Well, they established it in the first
kind
movie.
But you know what I mean. If you're really not paying attention, you're like, whatever. It's an Ant-Man movie.
That's fair. Yeah. If you're not looking into it, that's
you know
fair.
What I mean? Yeah.
Say that. But yeah. Anyways, to move forward, it was a decent-ish setup with the Kane's future in the post-credits scene. It was fine. I get it. I'm gonna save my cons.
I was fine with the post-credits.
Yeah.
Scene. One thing I also liked, I liked the inner monologue Scott had when he's like with his book and all this stuff.
Oh, that shit was so funny.
And how everyone was so tired of him in his book. I loved at the end when Hank's like, he's like, you read my book. He's like, the whole damn thing.
No, it was funny at the
what
dinner.
Did he say?
It was on the dinner table. In the beginning, he was like, you know, Scott, you should write a book about that. And then he's like, oh, you wrote a book? Guys, he wrote a book. But yeah, that was good.
The book shit was really funny. I like that part where they like. It sucked that our boy wasn't in it, the Mexican guy.
That was one of my cons. Their whole game was.
But like Scott kind of picked it up where he was doing the goofy monologues where he was like telling everything that happened. But the Mexican dude just does it better. But it was funny. Like the book thing came full circle. Everyone was so annoyed with how
and he was listening to it.
As he that was funny. They got in the car. She's like, "Are you listening to your book?" He's like, "No."
Yeah, I would definitely say the first act was probably one of my most favorite of the whole.
It was just like really funny.
Yeah,
and, like they were all just like messing with Scott.
Yeah, it was funny. And then the Loki post credit scene. if you've seen our other Marvel stuff regarding the series and Disney Plus series, Sean loves the show, and it wasn't my highest rated on it, but seeing that post-credit scene, everything they're building around the second season, I am super hyped for it now.
Yeah.
Just because everything they're putting a lot on season 2 of Loki. Like they're making it like the thing you have to watch, which is long term. I don't think it's a good idea to do that if you're trying to set, but I guess I understand.
Yeah.
And then also Paul Rudd and Jonathan. I already said Paul Rudd. Jonathan Majors was great as Kane. He always, obviously in Loki he did great. Obviously in this movie he did great. I'm very excited to see all the other ways he plays him. Yeah, renditions he plays. And the fight scene at the end was pretty good. But now here comes the cons, guys. Overall, it gave to me not as bad, but a lighter version of like Love and Thunder vibes, where they would overdo the comedy at some points where it felt unnecessary. Kind of opposite to Sean's point when he said they were trying to be serious at some points. I think there are points where they mismatch, where it should be funny and where it should be darker.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Darren and Cassie half-ass motivational speech at all. I feel like that should have been better. That would have been better with Paul Rudd or Scott. They keep the same dialogue, but have Scott in it because they have a history.
I bet you they wrote it as Scott, and they like kind of put Cassie in it because they're like, we need to give her more stuff to do. Because I agree with you there, though. It felt like that was something him and Scott would have done.
Yeah,
because they actually knew each other.
Yeah, and I didn't like that part. That felt gross to me. Unnecessary comedy for a lot of parts. That part was the third act I just did not like. The movie was insanely fucking predictable. Like I've never been.
What do you mean?
Just every point. Like I mean, obviously I knew they were going to be fine in the end, but I was disappointed, and I did not want to be right about that. Like my gut was like, yeah, everyone's going to be fine and dandy.
We thought somebody was going to die.
That should have been, in my opinion. That was my biggest complaint is if they're establishing Kane. And they've been establishing Kane for so long.
You're right. He wasn't that bad.
No, they should have. I
thought he should have killed the mom.
Yes, out of everyone.
Before that, I said that when we were guessing who died. I said that. But even watching the movie, I just felt like she deserved to die.
It made sense for her arc and all that. And then also with the trailer, they made it feel a lot like a darker movie. This was a super, like you said, lighthearted movie, and that threw me off because Kane is supposed to be this big menacing figure. And I would have been okay with, obviously, Janet. That's the easiest one if you want to get rid of someone. You want to lose your actual core cast. That's fine. Obviously, the second one would be Hank. That again, you can get rid of him. It'll hurt, but you can still have your core. Hope is third, and then Scott. And they're not going to get rid of Scott or Cassie, but the grandparents or parents, like that would have been great losses because then it can establish to the general public who may have not seen Loki. To be like, oh, Kane's not someone to be fucked with. Because now it's like, oh, this Kane's
I do think he should have got some, super...
Or got away.
But, no, you know how they introduced Thanos? He kills Loki.
Yeah.
Right off the rip. I think Kane should have been like that when they first meet him. He should have caught Janet, and then he killed her in front of everybody.
Because that didn't make sense. He was, easy and then fine. Then he gets taken over by ants. That part pisses me off. This Kane the Conqueror version that we saw in Ant-Man Quantumania showed the flashbacks of him demolishing worlds, this and that. And then the only time his technology failed was after the ants stumbled on him. But even then, I don't know. It really disappointed me. Or what I've been okay with is if Scott destroyed, he still would have been alive, but he destroyed the portal and was stuck there with Kane or something like that, where he's I don't know, something like that where he's imprisoned. I don't know. It's just the stakes after the third scene really, the third act disappointed me because it felt like there was no weight with Kane. It did not make me fearful or anticipate or anything like that.
What I agree with you. This is what I felt about Kang, especially because there's an infinite number of him.
Yes.
He had to have killed somebody. You have to kill somebody because it's not like this. Oh, he's there's a bunch of them. So what makes this one so bad?
Yeah.
He took over the quantum realm. My probably least favorite thing was how unbelievable it was that she wouldn't have said anything about that.
The whole time.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you there's a fucking God who can manipulate. In your head, why wouldn't you just say it? He might be able to get out. You know what I mean? What if he did somehow figure out how to shrink it? He's a genius. Don't you think it's good for everyone to know? And it's he could go anywhere in time. He's pissed off at you. He's probably coming here first, bitch. It's I didn't that was just really unbelievable. She's oh, I was in the quantum realm for 10 years fighting, being a terrorist. And, I'm just not going to mention that at all. Like, that was just, like, that don't make no sense. Of course she's going to be like, there's a fucking world down there. Not only that, like, that was their life's work, the quantum realm.
Yeah.
So it's like, Hank would have loved to have known that, like, she's going to keep that from everybody, that there's people down there.
Or, you know what they could have done? She only told Hank, but they both kept it a secret. And then Cassie
she could have just been like, yeah, there was a really bad guy down there. And, like, you know what I mean? Maybe not know, like, it was Kang, or you know what I mean? Well, he had a different name down there. Like, I don't know. It just was like real, like, oh, you didn't tell us that like this guy who can destroy the multiverse is down here, and he's trying to get out, and you stopped. That's how you got back by stopping him. Like,
overall,
you're like, oh, I'm just back. Hey, everybody, let's go back and get some cookies and read Scott's book. Like, but to get in it, also again, I think this is a major. I think this is what happened with Doctor Strange as well. I think they're over promoting these movies.
Yes.
I think the name they're giving them to, I think the Quantum Realm, Quantumania, just makes it seem like it's bigger than it is.
They're misguiding.
Yes, they're making it seem with the multiverse too. They gotta be real careful because people think we're gonna see shit.
Yes,
like we're gonna see X-Men, we're gonna see the Fantastic Four. Oh, there was a Doctor Doom variant somewhere. Kang dressed up like Doctor Doom, which is a variant of his in the post credit. But like people are expecting to see this shit, and then when it's not in it, your movie feels like a flop. Yes. That's what happened with Doctor Strange. I really feel that way because I've watched it probably 5 times now.
Yeah, I like it.
Because I felt different way. The first time I did feel disappointed after I watched it because I'm like, where the fuck was Wolverine? You know what I mean? Not just Wolverine, but everybody.
Where?
Like, where was the X-Men?
Where's the future at? Yeah.
And it's just like, I was glad it was 2 hours, but they need to like change the name. Maybe just stop doing so many trailers. Stop gassing the movie up so much because they're overhyping it. Like this was this movie that was like Infinity War or Endgame, like something like that. And it just was an Ant-Man movie with a little bit of some of the plot for the future in it. Yeah, towards the end.
As they've always done.
And it's just really ruining them. I think maybe we'll get back into this another time, but I won't go too much on a tangent. I think Marvel really fucked up when they're dragging this X-Men shit along. Yeah. It's ruining it. They should have just been like, Thanos snap, X-Men are here now. Let's just do it. We'll deal with the people making fun of poking holes in the plot, and we'll just do it. I think now every movie they make, we all want to see somebody.
Yeah, we need something new.
Where's X-Men? Where are all these people? And especially when you're doing multiverse, Quantumania, and there's other people down there. Like that's what's happening, I think, with Marvel. And I think DC might be able to start to catch them in this. Is like they're really like
dragging.
Yeah, they're dragging it out, and it's like, where are all the new shit? Like we went through this whole phase. They haven't introduced anybody new. Have they? Besides the young Avengers?
That's
they
haven't
brought any of the X-Men or the Fantastic Four in yet.
Only thing, and they don't even have an Avengers team. That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't have an Avengers team. They don't have any new Avengers. I guess She-Hulk. And we haven't seen the Fantastic Four. We haven't seen Doctor Doom. We got a small glimpse of Kang, but it's basically the same people and their kids.
Yeah. And what's gonna happen is, and I was sitting with this earlier, is the future is like, you're gonna have to bring back Iron Man because who else is gonna lead them? Like there's no like. So let's go down the list. Shuri, she can't. She's not a natural leader. It just wouldn't feel right.
No, I don't.
She's too quirky. Doctor Strange, he's a loner. If anyone, I guess he could. I guess Clint could, but he's not really.
No, it can't be Clint.
Yeah.
I would say the only candidates before you go down the list, I would say Thor or Doctor Strange, but they're both like.
Or Anthony or no, he plays Captain America. We're talking about the Iron Man figure. I got to stick with that. Sorry.
I mean, I guess, but even again, he's not powerful enough. But I think it would have to be Thor or Doctor Strange, and I just think those guys are too much loners, and
they haven't set it
what
up like
they're
that.
doing is really important. So Thor can't be on Earth being the leader of the fucking Avengers. He's out like saving the fucking universe, and Doctor Strange is like protecting the multiverse. Magic, all kind of weird shit. Those would be the only people I think could realistically, maybe Peter. Like I said, I don't. In 3 or 4 years, maybe he'll be 25. You know what I mean?
But like they threw him back. Now he's back to square one, which I don't mind. But again, if you're trying to set up a leader,
I guess that's true. Yeah. So it can't be him. I forgot that. Nobody knows him. So you're right. They don't have a leader. I feel like introducing Reed Richards would have been a natural leader.
Yes.
I think they should have done that. But like I said, I think they should have just when the Hulk snapped. They should have just been like, there's mutants now. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Because it's weird. Like
or multiverse when they closed it up and won. You know what I mean? Fucking the X-Men got through and the Fantastic Four. Their universe got destroyed and they got through. I don't know.
Yeah, because they
but
set
make
it
up
up
some bullshit because no matter what, it's gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah,
it's not like the way they're doing it now, it's not gonna be like, oh my god, it makes so much sense how they introduced them.
You can't. It's gonna be hard now.
Yeah, it's gonna be you're throwing them,
and we all understand.
Yeah, no matter what you do, you're just gonna be throwing them right into the plot, and it's like, why don't we just do that fucking 2 years ago?
Yeah,
and be done with this? Because I think the anticipation for all this shit is ruining everything.
Yes,
because any big movie, like I said, multiverse, people hate Multiverse of Madness, and I don't care what they say.
Because it came out of No Way Home.
It came out of No Way Home, and there was no real like cameos.
Yeah,
like they had Professor X, but they all got murked, and it was like a 10-minute scene, and they were cannon fodder. They weren't, and it would like made it clear like, oh, those aren't the guys who are going to be in the future. It's like bullshit. They should have introduced the real ones. Yeah, and been like, I would have done like Wanda like blew their universe up and been like, all right, the Illuminati's coming in our universe now, and he would have brought some of the X-Men, Fantastic Four would have came, and like that universe done. They live here now, or something like. You mean who cares if it doesn't make sense? Like I said, nothing you do is going to make sense now. So now we just wasted all this time, and I really think it has ruined all of their big movies. Like I said,
Doctor Strange,
this Quantumania, even Thor. Not so much Thor, but again, Thor was all over the place, so people wanted to see people. Thor's just ass. Yeah. But this one, I think people wanted to see somebody, and I think I wanted to see something too.
I wanted to see some stakes because the way they marketed it, they kept showing that final fight where Scott was getting his ass kicked, and then like, it's okay, we all came back and we're all safe now, and they're having cake. Fuck you.
I honestly, when they left him there, I thought he was going to be stuck there with him. I thought
that was going to be
a great fucking ending. I thought that would have been an awesome fucking ending to the movie, and I think they fumbled there. Like, we got to be a big head. It's like, it would have made it great for the next movie. All right, now we're all like, Scott's stuck down there with all the ants. Yeah. So Kang can't just fuck him up. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It would just be him and Kang, and his family left, and then they'd be like trying to figure out how to get him out.
Same thing how what was it, Infinity War happened, or the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. He got sent down there. Yeah. He was stuck down there, and that kind of set it up for the future. I thought that would have been cool. What I don't like is like how confusing is like, is that Kang dead? Was that the Kang that Loki was watching? Yeah, that's the part. But that's intentional. That's the only thing they have.
I guess that's true. I guess it's intentional, but that just grinds my gears. Yeah. Because doesn't it have to be that Kang? Because that would be the only Kang that would have been traveling through the time stream without his tech. Yeah. Because he's stuck there, or why would he be staying in 18, whatever the fuck he was? And that Kang that Scott beat got sucked into the Universal end. I don't know. It's just weird. But all in all, did you like it?
No. I was disappointed. It's like, I want to bring this point up again. Is like, I got to the point where we're talking about how these recent Marvel movies and shows have been misguided. It's either like just completely ass because of bad writing, bad everything, or like he said, Multiverse of Madness in this movie. This movie was presented to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement here. Is like, it was supposed to be a darker tone. I understand there's gonna be funny points. A, it's a Marvel, and B, it's Paul Rudd. So there's gonna be some funny moments, obviously, but it was advertised to me as Kane is not fucking around this. And the whole movie, we saw him like, when they all try to attack him, he's like, stop. What are you doing? What's going on? And then all of a sudden, oh, now I'm beaten. After this King, the Conqueror, this one was established as like, oh, I've been destroying fucking worlds. You ain't gonna beat me by some ants. Like, and that's what it came off as. And he got beat by that. And that pissed me off. I was like, someone should have died, or like not even died. Where they beat him, but just enough to where everyone else could escape. Except for Janet, because she had to stay behind to press the emergency button to blow up his place or whatever. Or Kane escaped or something like that. Yeah. Like, there was no stakes. It was just a movie.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of the end was kind of anticlimactic because, like, everybody got away. It seems like Kane got away. Yeah. The whole family got away. It's like, what happened?
Nothing's established.
Like, he got what he wanted. Yeah. Kinda. He's at least out of the quantum realm.
He's somewhere.
Yeah. And it's like, they all got what they wanted. Yeah. It's like, nobody died. No. What the fuck was the point of the movie?
Yes. The whole point is, and they keep saying, oh, Kane's worse than Thanos. So far, Thanos is worse. Like, I don't like, and obviously we know the whole story with him, but look at the introductory is like, like
you said, Kane's introduction, or not Kane, Thanos, we were talking about earlier, Thanos' introduction to the MCU was him choking Loki.
Yes, like the true introduction. Like, we saw snippets of him with the glove.
Oh, but yeah, like him just talking.
Yeah, like, so we saw, let's compare and contrast. So the glove. And then the first time we saw Kane was in Loki, correct? Yeah. And that was like his glove scene where he wasn't really doing much, but like
he was showing that like I'm above you, peons.
Yes.
Like,
and
Loki
then
is pretty powerful.
And then the next scene was in Guardians of the Galaxy, right, for Thanos. He was sitting. It was first Guardians of the Galaxy. He was talking,
after a dude loses, he tells him, he's like, I'll do it myself or whatever. Yeah.
And then, what was the next Kane introductory? Was it this movie?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's been in anything else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just think like I really thought he should have killed somebody.
Yes, that was my biggest complaint.
I just think,
and that's what ruined it
like
for
you said,
me.
they were marketing him worse than Thanos. Like he ain't even killed nobody yet.
No,
all
he got beat.
All he did was build a huge army in the quantum realm,
and then lost.
Yeah, a bunch of people we don't care about. Like and then lost to the B squad, the C squad.
Yeah, like are you fucking kidding me?
Like B team.
Yeah,
like, yeah, that was weird, and they kind of nerfed Kang. Like I said, I thought he should have just kicked their ass and got away. And been like, his whole army didn't get away though.
Yeah,
like they said.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that if Kane.
I think that would have been a better ending. I would have been like, okay, Kane got out, but he didn't get his.
He barely got out with his chair, or whatever,
with
and
his
got
chair,
away. Yeah,
got away.
bullshit.
Like, and it's like, which basically what happened anyway. Like he got out, he'll eventually get the tech to build a time machine or whatever.
And you could. That's the best way they should. If you.
But this was kind of whack, like I said, and I think they had a good ending when they were like, oh, Scott lost. Scott sacrificed himself to save his family. And they're like, nope, we're back.
Yeah,
and
we're
I'm
all
standing
fine.
here invisible. Or not invisible, she was tiny or whatever.
Yeah. It just made me upset. The way the stakes are just. So I really do hope, because Marvel's trying to be way too kid friendly at this point. It's way too goofy. I think that's the best way to say it. It's trying to be way too goofy, and it's showing with the fans and how disappointed we all are with this and the. We're not super excited. Like I said, the next thing I'm excited about is Loki, is because that's actually going to be fucking darker and like set how scary Kane is and shit like that.
Hopefully, I did like it though. I could poke holes in anything, but I did like that they got back to a smaller format of movie and stopped beating us over the head with these 3-hour Marvel movies.
I agree with that. Yeah,
where we also have to watch end credit scenes, but.
We can rate it because I've said my points.
I'll give it a 5. Again, I'll hammer on this point again. I think they need to pump the brakes on over marketing these movies like they're going to be Endgame, or they need to just make a fucking TV show and be like, the X-Men are here, Fantastic Four is here.
Yeah.
Just get them in, because then people will stop saying like, oh, I wonder if Reed's going to be in Quantumania, or is he going to be in Doctor, like, because you've told us they're coming. And we just haven't seen any remnants. And like, so if you aren't building up the story for them to come, we're in our head, we're thinking, well, the only logical way they'll be is the multiverse or the quantum realm. And it's like, so when you have these movies and we're thinking that and you're marketing it like that, and then we get blue balled and it's like nothing. Kang's okay. He's kind of cool. You know what I mean? He has potential. We see the potential of the badass he is.
But they're dragging it along.
But yeah, they nerfed him so Ant-Man could beat him.
Bullshit.
When they, like I said, he could have just killed Janet.
Yeah.
Like, that's what if I was the director, I would just kill Janet.
Yeah.
Like she was the really a villain of the movie anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, who is that? What's his name? Jimmy Wong?
Jimmy Wong.
Yeah, is that he was his cameo in there? I forgot to mention that.
Like, Bill Murray was pretty funny.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah,
Bill Murray he was like, we did everything.
Yeah, that shit was so funny. I totally forgot to bring that up. Yeah,
and then Hank was like, "What do you mean? What did you guys do?"
Yeah, what do you guys do? And it's like, yeah, I had needs too. We've been away for 30 years and shit. That was the funny part. I wanted to bring that up. I like the Jimmy Wong thing. Like, it makes no sense.
Oh, it was a magic trick.
Yeah, they've kept consistent with that whole fucking charade, but they can't set up fucking Kane. They can set up a card trick perfectly and beautifully, but
they're
Kane.
overthinking the Kang stuff.
Yeah.
I think the Thanos thing came so easily, and it was like nothing anybody had ever really seen before, so it was easy. And like, I think they're overthinking themselves on this one.
With it, So I don't want to go on too much, guys. But my rating for this, I wrote it down with the range, but going off Sean's rating, I'm gonna go with my original one, a 4.8. Again, it's the main reason is like we both said is the misguiding of
expectations. They set the expectations too high.
It gave me this was supposed to be a darker movie, and it was a fucking la-di-da. Let's skip through the Quantumania fields and have a half-assed motivational speech, and Kane the Conqueror has been conquered by fucking ants and Paul Rudd, and that's fine. But okay, he destroyed planets prior to meeting them, but
yeah, he'd even said like,
built a whole
I've
army.
killed the Avengers 10 times or something.
But you can't kill 4 fucking ants?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
You can't kill Ant-Man, his daughter, and his girlfriend?
Are you fucking kidding me? That's the Yeah, the way they. Anyways, but yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. Before we head out, do us a favor, leave a like and subscribe right now. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Links are on the screen and down below. Comment on what you thought about Ant-Man QUANTUMANIA and what the future of the MCU will look like. What your rating was. Yeah, what your rating as well. Other than that, I'm Tom, and this is Sean, and we see you guys next episode. Take care.